flies. I'm standing outside the Globe Theatre. Tonight I went to the 20th anniversary of the Calgary Underground Film Festival. Festival I co-founded with friends 2 decades ago. 2. Time really flies. If you or my future self somehow went back in time and told me cuff would still be a thing in 20 years, I think I'd just stare at you like deadpan in your face and then probably break out in laughter, right? Like, it would seem so unbelievable to me. But facts are, here it is. My first 5 years as technical director were fun and a huge challenge for my younger 25-year-old self. I was an editing and tech nerd working at both Emmedia and Quickdraw, really into just making motion pictures. When Brenda came to me and gathered a small group of our peeps of like-minded individuals, it even then seemed like a flash in the pan dream. In fact, our first year nearly didn't even happen. We had a venue, but the fire marshal didn't allow the venue to host us. It was kind of like eyes darting, what are we going to do? And I had to act fast and scramble. So I got all the tech set up in an alternative location so we could actually do this thing. So it did happen. The first one happened, obviously. But also that's what I'm best at, problem solving. I like to get dropped in like a commando behind enemy lines. Back then, we dreamt big, we were young and full of dreams, and more especially, piss and vinegar. And we all just loved film. Getting together with our various and different skills, we figured we could make a dream team. Because we believed to do it, nothing could stop us. And we wanted to make the best festival ever. One that had covered all the stuff the other festivals did not. At the time, some of us were lovers of horror. There wasn't really enough people to make a horror festival in Calgary. But then a festival quickly expands into features, docs, shorts, and cartoons. I spent endless hours running cables through the rooftop of Broken City or Hi-Fi. And in those days, we were using alternative pop-up locations. We weren't really doing it in the theater yet because it was too expensive. And I'd spend the entire week not sleeping, editing, making bumpers and leaders, and putting everything onto a time-coded tape so there wouldn't be a burp in the presentation. Like, I would sweat and get nervous before hitting play and starting anything. So my biggest fear would be something like a DVD skipping, which happened the one time we had no alternative way of showing a film, and it came to us as DVD and it wasn't I couldn't rip it or replicate it, so we had to play it, and of course, it skipped. You know, I spent so much of the energy of my youth with enthusiasm and ideas that, I could do anything. Like, nothing was going to stop us. So I've got a bunch of old man stories from that time, and I'm sure I'll be telling them when I'm on a rocking chair on the porch, remembering back from the time Tommy Chong came, and people kept asking me if he was my dad. The excitement of not knowing if anyone would show up to this festival, if we'd be able to do it again next year. These many memories are sweet, but they also seem super far behind us now. The technology's changed. I can't even access the hard drives that I had all this stuff backed up on. You can look on my YouTube and watch one of the cuff bumpers I made. I'll put a link in the description below. It is beautiful to see this legacy live on. I mean, Brenda's still there, which is amazing. She's created the perfect job for her that's fun and uses her skills and lets her do what she loves. Me, I prefer being behind the camera or hiding in the back in the projection room or in the edit suite by myself. But this time I just went as an audience member. And I was very lucky at the opening. They brought me up for a bow. And I headed to the bar after. And for the party, though it didn't stay long, I'm on a cleanse, so I can't really handle late nights or alcohol at all. It did get me thinking how far removed I am now from the motion picture scene. Although I did reclaim my fine art objectives, that takes me 15 hours a day. But I realize I don't even recognize the gear anymore. Everything's digital. I was someone who loved the film world. In fact, in the last 2 years, I've probably only even watched 3 or 4 movies. It's just not a big focus in my middle-aged years. And it's really not my scene anymore. I don't know who's cool, who makes what, you know. But watching a wonderful film and enjoying myself. And I love the theater experience wherein the audience is clapping and it's so immersive, so much better than just sitting at home with a widescreen TV and Netflix for sure. But it's offered me some time for introspection, emotion, and celebration. In a way, I'm like an absentee father coming back for graduation, which makes it a little bit bittersweet. It has me thinking, well, what's next for Bunny? Do I even have 20 more years ahead of me in life in order to plant a new seed and watch it develop and let it live on? These are unknowns and have me deep in thought and introspection right now.